Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry about being a little late. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call. This is Jared Rand for Thursday, April 20th, 3:44 p.m. We're going to have a reverse aging health call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And we're going to talk about the how are you going to be able to protect yourself from the spike protein that replicates itself in the body, whether you're vaccinated or not? Because basically, if it replicates, you have a shorter lifespan. In other words, you have premature leaving the body. So we want to make sure that we cover as many people as possible to stop that and to stop future invasions and whatever else they throw at us. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. No matter what horrific things that have happened in your past, this universe is not holding on to them. It is not judging you, condemning you, or holding you to be someone less than sacred. The universe sees all of you and knows you are both human and divine. It honors and respects you exactly as you are. It is proud of the perfection that is created in you. And yes, this universe is totally in love with you. Whether you believe it or not, you are being deeply and eternally loved by life right now. You don't need someone in your bed to feel love. That's right. The most exquisite healing feeling is already here, hidden deeper inside you. Call off the search for love out there and set your destination for exploring this infinite universal source of love within. This universal love is quite unique and unusual because it truly is deeply and eternal loving. It is a deeper spiritual type of love than romantic love, as it continues loving you no matter what you think, say, or do. Only this type of love can heal every cell inside, enlighten our soul, and set you free from all of your worries, fears, and pain. This is what real love is all about. No matter what you have done to others or yourself throughout your life, this universe has forgiven you. It forgave you the moment you needed to be forgiven. This universal love is always instantly there, bubbling up peaceful, healing vibes within you. You simply have to sit back and let them in. Release the idea that love has to come from someone or something on the outside. Imagine it is a perpetually stream of light flowing from the most mysterious divine place on the inside. Feeling this great healing love may start out on a mental, physical, emotional, or perhaps a supersensual level for you. Don't be too concerned about how, where, or when it shows up. Just know it is infinitely deep and real. There's always plenty of it. Just when you thought it was gone, it comes rushing in. All you need to do is simply relax into your life for an extended period of time. Then it will come. It often shows itself as some profound spiritual experience in the beginning. This is your wake-up call, so you know how powerful and real it truly is. With this great, deep, eternal love flowing in our lives, we remain dumb and numb to our highest spiritual path and life purpose. We feel lost, empty, and lonely without it. We cannot imagine that there is a gold mine of greatness buried inside. All it takes is a little digging into our emotional being underneath the fears, doubts, and worries. With a small shovel of curiosity, we can find an amazing love at the core. This is the real gold. When we're willing to stop playing with the fool's gold in our lives, the best things in this life begin manifesting. What is real gold is that which will never change. Let's take a moment to give your body an experience of this gold mine of love. Imagine that you are on a warm sandy beach, Hawaii, pick the place, wherever it may be, Bali, Tahiti, and you're laying here in some distant, peaceful cove all alone. And the soft, relaxing rays of sunshine are melting into your skin, bringing deep healing sensations into where you need love the most. Simply relax, open, and imagine you are receiving this healing, warm light into your body now. You may not be able to feel much at first, yet keep opening and relax into the softening feeling. This softening energy will come into you very slowly, as if it was a gentle massage from a child. It feels highly healing, extremely light, non-invasive, and super soothing. You might feel as if you are on an eternal vacation and have an infinite supply of free time. And you're just in awe. You'll notice that the softer your body can become, the easier it becomes to feel that you're receiving the love. In the beginning, it can be tricky to imagine and feel something is happening in your body without blaming it all on your mind. You may think, is this my mind or is it real? Don't get caught in your mind. Stay with the relaxing process. It will take time to soften the hard, protective shell you have built around you. So don't give up too quickly or try too hard using your brain. This universal love cannot be accessed by our willpower. It just happens all on its own accord. The miracle manifests when you can totally relax your body, stop stressing about your life, and let it all go. If you try too hard to let go, you are forcing things, and this soft, sweet love cannot flow. If you're not totally open and surrendered to the experience, your energy is too tight, and you'll miss it. This deeper quality of love is so intelligent and subtle that has an exquisite timing of its own and will arrive effortlessly when you least expect it. Through letting go of trying to attain it, it attains you. If one stops scrutinizing one's own life, one's self, which is a source of bliss, there will be no misery in this life. Ramana Maharshi. To ensure you are feeling universal love inside you every day, there are a few key things you can do. Some people believe that from all the traumatic experiences in their past, that they are unlovable, unworthy, and undeserving of receiving love. They think they must fix themselves or do something to receive love. And that love is not something available for free just by being the normal way they are. This is a fallacy. Any belief which sounds like this will block it. There is nothing we need to do or prove ourselves to be worthy of for this super sweet healing love to come in. It is our very birthright to be loved 24 hours a day. We are amazing divine beings, brilliant souls of light, and we deserve to have it all. All the darkness and all the lightness. Another key thing is to watch vigilantly what your mind is doing randomly through the day. Notice where your mind is focusing, how it's perceiving reality. The mind is always creating some version of reality, and rarely, clearly, the big universal picture. Seeing things as they actually are from the biggest perspective, the mind likes coloring life, believing today is a depressing gray day, and last night was a red hot night. The mind is so creative. It's inventing up its own reality in every breathing moment. Even though this universe is showering us with deep eternal love every minute, we cannot see or feel this cozy energy as long as the mind is busy. When the mind is not totally present in this moment, it becomes narrowed and unable to see and feel the universal love in all directions. We cannot enjoy the colorful rainbow that is actually forming outside when we are in the basement watching some black and white scary movie from the past on TV. There are so many things happening in the mind that it is continuously making us blind to this great love. When we're taking on too much, having too many commitments to deal with, life can feel like it's pulling us apart instead of putting us back together. As long as our energy is focused outwards, we keep moving outwards instead of relaxing deeper inside where the real love actually is. This great love is an inner journey, and that's all there is to it. If a tree only focuses on growing its branches and not the roots, it is bound to fall over when some strong gust of wind passes through. Love is possible only when there is a deep acceptance of oneself, the other, the world. Acceptance creates the milieu in which love grows, the soil in which love blooms. Ocean. When you take a deep, long look inside yourself, And you will probably first notice the rotten parts in you. These are what you consider your faults, how you are unacceptable, unworthy, and unlovable. Yet, if you can keep on looking, you'll see all these are just hard, critical ideas, and that they stem from a needy place, desperate for love. Simply listen, as if from a distance, to whatever your fearful, negative, or critical voices are saying. Listen compassionately to what they're really needing. When we gently feel into this, what this critical voice is needing, and afraid of becoming, the most amazing miracle occurs. We start to soften into the harsh voice, and it begins feeling more relaxed and at ease about it all. And when we soften our energy around each criticism, they eventually melt away. And we can feel again the sweet, sensitive innocence we had as a child. We can taste our original enlightened spirit, who is glowing with love and extremely lovable. The more time we can spend being softer and lighthearted about this life, the younger we'll feel, and the more amazing this life will become. Another powerful secret to creating a life overflowing with universal love is this. Drop any fear that says, what will other people think of me? Anytime we are caught in thinking about what others think about us, we are losing time in deciding who we want to become and how we want to invent our future self to be. Remember, your God-given right is to be totally wild, fun, foolish, and absolutely free whenever you desire. You can fully show up for this liberated life every day. Just merge with your amazing, blazing, brilliant, smiling, loving light inside. Blast it all over everyone. This world is our mirror, and it is always reflecting what is going on inside us on a deeper level. It is always teaching us what we most need to learn, which is learning how to live deeply and completely in love 24/7. When we base our lovableness on how others treat us, we miss the target. As long as we are focused on the mind or physical form of the other and not their spirit, we will forget all about universal love. Give love deeply and eternally, eternal acceptance to everyone you encounter, and notice what happens. Wayne Dyer. Once you find love inside you, when you take a closer look at the world around you, all you will see is universal love in everyone and everything. You'll notice how the sun loves to shine its light on every living creature around the earth 24 hours a day. You'll appreciate how random people around the planet are providing you with food to eat, quenching water to drink, and interesting places to go see. You'll enjoy the fresh air that you have to breathe, and stop taking for granted this continuous beating heart that keeps you alive. You might also realize that you have a highly sensual sexual body and start really enjoying your life with it. These are just a few gifts and sensual treats this universe has given you. They are each meant to help you soften and relax deeper into the feeling of this universal love is in you right now. When love enters you, everything changes. You feel naturally relaxed as you are. You enjoy being alone, bathing in the raw experience of being you. There is a state of natural appreciation for all your dark parts just the way they are. You're able to feel loved by others without falling into being dependent, protected, or needy. They can be sad, mad, afraid, or disappointed. And it doesn't matter. You have your connection to an infinite source, and they have theirs. You know that every situation is connected to love in the most creative way and form. With the universal love blossoming inside, you'll feel loved everywhere you go, and no matter who you are with. Don't rely on the mind for liberation. You are the sum cause of the entire universe. Nisargadatta. Total liberation is not very far away. It is just hidden behind you. Osho. It just so happens, after a few dozen trips around this sun, we come to a time in our lives when we start asking ourselves deeper questions like, what's the point of it all? Why am I here? What great purpose do I serve? Whenever we are deeply eternally loved to reach this moment of our soul's deepest inquiry, it needs to be honored with the utmost patience and persistence. This is the golden carrot which leads us to dig further inside so that we uncover the roots of why we are struggling and see how to alleviate any pain we are incurring. It is from returning to this juicy self-inquiry that we discover the most sacred answers to life, to this life, which truly satisfy every crack and crevice in our being. Enlightenment is not some fairy tale experience or something just meant for a few special sacred people. It is the highest peak of our consciousness and is available to all beings in every moment. It is a genuinely grounded spiritual experience which transforms all the sour lemons in our lives into the most succulent sweet lemonade. The enlightened state is what lifts the veil, blinding us from the truth, allowing us to see just how magnificent we truly are. The few secrets to enlightenment that you're about to understand are like yummy little treats for you to taste and suck on. Let each one melt in your mouth, slide down into your heart, and you'll begin to digest a whole new, invigorating, and refreshing experience of your life. Be open and available to every experience this life gives you, knowing that each experience is always the right experience. For the enlightened being, there is no such thing as a wrong experience. For the enlightened being, there is no such thing as a wrong experience. This universe is the most intelligent teacher there is, and it never, ever makes a mistake. This universe is this grand weave of perpetual spiritual synchronicity and our karmic destiny. We are this timely perfection of wild, conscious creativity in action, always co-creating a synchro-destined, harmonious play between mind, matter, and spirit. How could this omniscient perfection ever make a mistake or even entertain the idea of what a mistake might be like? Even when you step back and look at our world from the highest, most heavenly space, it happens that we are this great symphony of souls all working together to reach higher states of consciousness. Of course, we are also these separate beings with unique minds, hearts, and individual lives. Yet this separating aspect is not the biggest truth. The greatest truth is that we are intimately connected with everything and everyone else in this universe. When we surrender to this large truth, weaving it throughout our day, the most tantalizing and enlightening moments just magically show up. We can feel the presence of something much larger than ourselves is guiding us to a more joyous state of being. We naturally become more sensually available to all the pleasure and joy we are here to experience in this deliciously exquisite existence. By being radically open, raw, naked, and deeply willing to receive whatever the divine existence is offering us in each moment, enlightenment must pour into us. It simply has no other choice. When we completely empty out our cup, this universe has to fill it. The result is a truly intimate connection with this divine intelligence and an abundance of the richest manifesting energy radiating from our core. By living each moment from this raw, open, vulnerable space, we can become unstoppable in everything and anything that we do. Whenever we are deeply surrendered to this life, life surrenders to us. We immediately feel this humble and yet empowering connection with everything and everyone. There are no more feelings of lack, unworthiness, or separation with who we are. There is also no need to become someone powerful, superior, and special, so that we cover up that unconscious, insecure self who feels inferior. We can allow our darker parts to be seen, felt, and heard. Experience life in all possible ways. Good, bad, bitter, sweet, dark, light, summer, winter. Experience all the duality. Do not be afraid of experience, because the more experience you have, the more mature you become also. Allow the totality of your darkness and divinity to be revealed. As we start feeling into, exposing, honoring, and welcoming all our dark and bright parts, we spend less energy controlling, holding back, hiding, and trying to contain our wild brilliance. Within this relaxation, our full divine nature can spring forth and shower upon the world. We are free to be spontaneous, creative, fully self-confident, and can access our core life energy. Naturally, we find ourselves resting and abiding in our spiritual essence, which does not judge or condemn anything or anyone, as it is the source of love itself. The most spiritually expansive, loving, healing, and magical experiences in this life instantly start manifesting when we take the risk to look within and be honest, vulnerable, and real with who we think we are. When we remove all our masks with everyone in our lives, drop all our perceived burdens, shed our protective layers, and become totally transparent with everyone in this world, then the supreme enlightened reality sneaks into us. This enlightened perception of life takes over our mind, creating an energetic merging with our ego and spiritual essence. And we feel this awesome, wholesome love for ourselves and others everywhere we go. The secret to this second enlightened secret is to be fearless in unraveling and exposing our most enlightened and horrific selves. We must choose to be able to relax and truly be at okay with every good and bad idea that passes through our mind and emotions. We must choose not to get stuck on anything and become like Teflon, a non-stick surface, which all thoughts slide off of. We cannot take anything that is revealed personally, as every idea and concept we have about who we are was handed down to us, programmed in our subconscious mind from our parents, siblings, teachers, society, and the many generations who were before them. Resting in silence and stillness of mind, ironically, the cause of our enlightenment and what's blocking us from experiencing it is the same thing, the mind. When we transcend the mind, dropping any attachment we have to it, the brilliant light of our being can then shine through, and this brilliance is all we can see in every direction. Of course, a mind is essential to adventure into this great journey into spiritual liberation. Yet we first need to understand what the mind actually is, so that one day we can become free from it. If and when you start to watch your mind, you'll notice it is always striving, judging, analyzing, and needing to achieve something. You may have lived your entire life so far completely wrapped up in the head, which is always focusing on thoughts, concepts, right and wrong, opinions, judgments, and belief systems. This is the secret to remaining unenlightened. As long as you're always up in the head thinking, with your brain running the show, and the rest of your heart, sex center, and physical sensual body is being ignored. Know that enlightenment is full body experience. This means the whole body is engaged in experiencing life, and not just the over-analytical mind. To step back from the mind requires total awareness. Every enlightened experience begins by first taking one step back from the mind and resting into a state of pure awareness. This is why an enlightenment seeker meditates, not to control the mind, yet to transcend all thinking completely, calling forth the experience of total silence, stillness, and pure awareness inside. Stillness creates an automatic letting go of the constant control, domination, and neediness of the mind. It is something that takes 100% of your devotion and dedication, as the mind is deeply addicted to the outer search. It will spend lifetimes searching for fulfillment in the outer world, believing this is the purpose of life. It will continuously try to fill your time on earth with new information, people, and special goodies out there, never questioning reality or what your heart or soul is really yearning for inside. The secret to this enlightened stillness of mind is learning how to be 100% surrendered to this life, This comes from giving more energy towards that natural, trusting feeling in something bigger than you is running the entire show. The supreme God source and cosmic intelligence is a very real and always connected with our core essence. We are a drop of water in this sweet cosmic ocean. We are not separate from this vast sea of bliss until we get caught in the mind and believe we are. When we rest in total stillness of mind, we instantly dissolve back into the sea of bliss and freedom within it all. Lastly, be aware that the mind is very tricky and slippery, so use caution whenever you approach it. Don't trust the mind or buy into its stories, as it will confidently lead you down one sure path and then switch the next day into following a completely different direction. Trust the heart instead of the mind. The heart lives in love and abides in a connection of oneness with the universe. This is the easiest doorway to enter and experience of enlightenment. When I look inside and see that I am nothing, that is wisdom. When I look outside and see that I am everything, that is love. And between these two, my life turns. Nisargadatta Maharaj. Trust 100% in yourself, this universe, and in this sacred journey through this life. Always being trusting, open, and available to yourself, this universe, and your life is no small matter. Accessing your full enlightened nature is so enormous that we must expand beyond our old comfort zones and trust in something beyond the mind, beyond everything that we know. The great secret to living in a continuous state of trust is learning how to abide in the feminine energy. This is the highly fertile experience of oneness, openness, deep relaxation, pure receptivity. When this energy enters our body, it means we have stopped engaging in society's over-controlling, dominating masculine influence and started welcoming that feminine magnetic force that is inherent at the core of every atom in creation. This sacred feminine energy is wild, liberating, and is very magnetic. It is inside everything around us. It is very real, organic, and it shows up naturally when we stop pursuing the life that never fully satisfied us. As we turn inwards to find the divine feminine source, we merge with that ancient way of being, which nurtures our very soul. We find this natural spiritual energy inside our being, and relaxing into this energy allows us to feel at one with this entire universe. I'll join you in a meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Freedom is knowing who you really are. You are an infinite soul that has no limits on what you can manifest and experience. You are the source of pure consciousness. Your being is so vast that it can never be contained. You are freer than 1,000 golden eagles soaring into 1,000,000 purple sunsets. Let go of your smallness and fly far beyond your mind's apparent limitations. The infinite skies are yours today. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We'll return here Friday, April 21, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be kind, gentle, humble, and generous with oneself at all times. Be in the highest of deepest eternal gratitude at all times. Watch what happens, no matter what's going on around you.